Hi, and we're back with Friday 11. This week we have Joanne and Brady from Days Out blog.
Yeah, I'm Joanne Brady, and I write at Kids Days Out Reviews. Thank you, Aly.
I was thinking of Twitter. Then we have Joy from Pinkody.
Hi.
And we have Penny from Being Mrs. C. And we should have Helen from Kid Day. From
Kiddie starts.
In just a moment. You can tell we're all prepared today, can't you? And I'm Aly from Bugbird and Bee. My lower third still doesn't work. And we are going to talk about how we handle social media and blogging during the holidays. We just had an Easter break. My kids went back on Monday. I know some people went on Tuesday. And Penny, your kids are still on holiday, aren't they?
Yeah, we don't go back until Monday here, so I've still got 4-year-old little Miss C at home at the moment, who may appear, but I think she's going to get annoyed now because I've lost my window on my computer where I can see you guys, so I'm kind of doing this hangout blind now, literally. So I'm trying to work out where a window's vanished to, as you do, but still.
Right, so what do you do? Do you blog? Do you not blog? Do you stay off social media? Do you do a little bit of social media? Do you use any special tools? Let's direct that question at Joanne.
Oh, thank you. Do I blog? Yes, probably my blogging actually increases during the school holidays because we do travel posts about days out around the UK. We do more days out during the school holidays. So yeah, my blogging does tend to increase. My childcare decreases. My workload, because I help companies do things like social media and blogging, my workload stays the same. So it's kind of just fitting it in around my husband's job. So I maybe take the full day, he'll have them for one day, and I'll do what I need to do. I work quite a lot of evenings into the school holidays, whereas I don't tend to do that term time. But that is a mix of paid work and blogging, and obviously the paid work has to come first, then the blogging, then if I get time I do social media to promote that blog post. Sometimes that just goes out the window because it kind of has to. Do I use a lot of tools? Yes, I do. I use Hootsuite. I use a pro version of Hootsuite because I've got a lot of clients, and I also set my own up on that as well and put them all into one. And I use a lot of Facebook scheduling. I might do a week's worth of Facebook in one go and use the scheduling within the Facebook desktop version itself.
Can you just ask you a question about that, Jo?
Yeah.
If you're scheduling on Facebook, I can see how you can schedule if you're just doing writing a post yourself. But if I want to share someone else's content on my Facebook page, can you schedule that? Because I've never found a way to do that on Facebook itself.
I'm not sure. You mean just basically go into their Facebook feed and click share and share it to your timeline and then set it for later? I'm not sure there is. I think what people tend to do if they're going to do that is go back to the original post and then share it from that and start it as a new post.
Okay.
Do it that way. Yeah, so I do a lot of live sharing, especially.
Can you not do that with Hootsuite?
You see, I don't know about Facebook because normally the way I'll find good content to share that gets a lot of traction on my page is often I'll just be, there are certain people I follow on Facebook who have some really good content that appeals to my readers. So I like to share their stuff because, share the love and everything. But often I'll have a blitz of, a certain time period where I'm online and suddenly my page will get bombarded with like 6 or 8 shares and then that might be it for 24 hours. I want to space those out, but I don't know how to do that while sharing. Obviously I could copy the links to what they're sharing and do it that way, but then that takes out the middleman, which I don't think is very polite. I'd rather share it and say, well, look, I found this on so-and-so's Facebook page.
Because I use Hootsuite. I haven't got the pro version. I've got. I know when I'm on Facebook, you can share things and it says Hootlet, but I've never gone into that because I'm like you. I like to share things while I'm actually online with my Facebook page. But my Facebook page is dire, and I want to be able to schedule over a length of time because I've got American followers as well. So it's not the case of just doing it at evenings when people in the UK are online. I want to be able to do it at any time. How about you, Joy? How do you cope during the holidays with blogging and social media?
I tend to like just not really do it, and it's more. I'm more on Instagram. It's more, oh look what I'm doing, and on Twitter and stuff, and just going, do you know? And if people are approaching me for work, a couple of weeks before even the holidays approach, I start sort of saying no, and like really cutting back and thinking, well, what can I realistically fit in, unless it's some like great event that the kids could do during the holidays. So. And I'm not good at like scheduling stuff and sharing stuff. I do need to get better at that. I've noticed my outreach score has plummeted lately. So yeah, need to get back into that.
Can I just add, sorry, Helen Neal is going to join us in audio only mode because she can't get her video working at the moment. But I think she might have also got an answer to the sharing things on Facebook thing. So Helen, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes. You're a nice mysterious black screen today.
Oh, it's a shame you can't see me. I'm in a hotel and the blooming video's not working, but never mind. What I was going to say was you can share other people's posts on Facebook, and you can schedule them in. You need to just take the date. So when you see a post on Facebook, there is a timestamp just underneath it when it gets posted. Like it says April the 9th, 4 hours ago or something. If you click on that, it gives you the link to the post, and that will actually show you back to the original sharer, which is a fine way of doing it, I would have thought. And then you can say, for example, in the text, you can say, shared to me by so-and-so, this is a great post, or whatever.
So go through that again, because I'm just trying to do it now. I'm just trying to find in my Facebook, here we go, a page that's shared something. Okay, so if I go in here, so if I click on the bit that says they did something 7 minutes ago, that brings you up what's almost like a pop-up.
Yeah, it does. It gives you the kind of detail of what that post is in terms of its very specific URL, and then you can then share that.
Where's that very specific URL though? Because I don't see that anywhere. Oh, you mean just in my normal URL bar?
URL bar. And then if you share that within Hootsuite or even, as a shared post from the original sharer.
Okay, so it doesn't then look like, so you are posting it as a post, but it shows it from the original place. So you're not sharing it as in Facebook doesn't think you're sharing it. You're just actually doing a post with a link to that original.
That's right, and you're credited people that originally shared it, which is obviously what you wanted to do.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But it still is losing them their Facebook juice, I suppose, in the fact that it hasn't got as much engagement as far as Facebook's concerned, because as far as Facebook's concerned, it hasn't had a reshare.
Yeah.
And then their cred, clout, whatever, also isn't then going to get that juice from resharing it.
From an SEO perspective, it's right, but
it still goes down as a share.
I hate Facebook pages.
I suppose with all of it though, I suppose the idea is they're trying to make it so it is social. All these things, they're supposed to be social, aren't they? They're not supposed to be scheduled. You're not supposed to say, well, actually, I want to space them out. It's supposed to be that you're there. And I think that's why I'm not interacting as much on Twitter, because whenever I go on Twitter, everyone is now aware of these Hootsuites or whatever they're using, and it's all just scheduled stuff. So even if you see someone post a link and you think, oh, I want to talk to them, they're not there. And some people are even scheduling stuff to say, oh, isn't it nice weather? I'm just going in the garden, but they're not actually there.
It's a time thing, though, isn't it, with everybody? There's so many of these things. It's how in God's name do you do it as a blogger, or, if you're using it personally, it's different, isn't it? But if you're using it as a blogger, or you're doing it as a company like Joe and I do, and I know Penny does some bits and bobs like that as well, it's very difficult to be on everything all at the same time.
It's hard enough just as a blogger trying to be on everything all the time, and it's just, it's a bit of a...
All right, so let's direct those questions to you, Penny, because everybody else has answered. How do you cope?
The holidays, this holiday I haven't, to be totally honest with you. This holiday has been a bit of a nightmare in terms of getting stuff done, in that I had a really busy period just before the holidays when I had both kids ill as well, so I had more paid work for external clients than I've ever had before. I had the kids ill, I had the husband ill, so I kind of just stuck my head in the sand and pretended Easter wasn't about to happen. And then Easter's happened, and I've hardly done any blogging. I've done a little bit of social media stuff, mainly in terms of Instagram again, because I've been out and about with the kids. But to be honest with you, I've also been trying to go out with the kids and not pick up my phone every 2 minutes to take a photo of them doing something and things like that, and actually to try and enjoy just being with the kids. And also for my own sanity, I've started doing loads more crafting. So I've kind of been posting pictures of my crafting because I've been doing my crafting to keep sane a bit. Yeah. But we've also had a bit of a nightmare in that we've had a burst water pipe, so I'm having to deal with plumbers and insurance companies and everything else over the Easter holiday, and I need to phone the car insurance company as well because we've got a massive chip in the car windscreen, so I need to talk to them. So it's kind of like blogging for me has had to take a real back seat this holiday, which on the plus side, it's made me realise how much I want to do all my crafting, which has been great. But on the negative side, I suppose I'm annoyed because I want to do some more, want to do more, what's the word I'm looking for, more blogging and things like that, and I've got so many posts in my head. I've got piles of review stuff all over the place which I need to write about, and that makes me frustrated because I don't like being behind with stuff. So I'm quite looking forward to, well, I'd say Monday, but obviously I still have my son on Monday and Tuesday, so Wednesday next week I can actually hopefully clear some of my workload, and I'm kind of looking forward to that.
What about you, Helen?
What about me? Oh God, I had an because I had basically I have clients to deal with, and I have to try and do my blogging as well. So I basically front load everything and schedule a load of stuff because I'm very much like Penny. Though I want to keep the blog going, I also want to be present for my children because the reason I set up the blog is so that I can be around for my kids in the holidays and stuff like that, and I don't want to be constantly blogging or thinking, oh God, that would make a fantastic Instagram, I must take a photograph and stuff like that. And so I do try and schedule as much as I can and end up working late the weeks before just to try and get everything in. And the holiday is it just always turns into some manic, ridiculous thing because I've forgotten to do this or forgotten to do that. I never manage. I don't know why I think I'm going to, actually.
I think I'm with you on that one, Helen. You don't understand sort of how you are going to manage. You just know you're going to, but you've got no plans. My husband said to me, have you got any plans for working around the children being off? If I've got to work next week, and I was like, well, no, I haven't really. But what's the alternative? The alternative isn't me earning money so that I can pay somebody else to look after them. Because what's the point of that, really? So I think I don't really know how I'm going to manage any school holidays with clients, let alone blogging. And I just kind of go into it and hope for the best, really, and wing it, and hope that I'm not up till 2 in the morning every day.
I think we do all just wing it, and we kind of cope because we have to cope, and it's just like the juggling act that you have with kids for everything. You just kind of juggle it and wing it and drink a lot of tea, and you just have to. So
just tea, Penny. Just tea.
Yeah, tea in the daytime. I always wait until the kids are in bed because if I don't wait until the kids are in bed for something stronger, I'm useless.
Yeah. For me, hobby. It's a hobby blog. So it's just me updating what we've been doing in our life, really. I do a couple of reviews, and I was helping with social media with the Serena Fines Marathon to Solves. So that's the only blog post that went out during the holiday, with the 2 updates of what he was doing. And we went out for 3 days, and all I did was Instagram. And actually, my mum, when we went to Avebury, she was doing it more than I was, because I just put it in airplane mode. I take pictures, put it in airplane mode, and wait until we got down to the pub before I went on Wi-Fi. But Mum was stopping, and she was uploading to Facebook and all this sort, and writing all these statuses, and I was the one waiting for her to catch up with me. Sorry, Mum.
Quite funny.
And then I waited. Then when we got back to the pub, I was there during our meal, taking pictures and doing it all then, uploading the Wi-Fi. But while we're going around the stones, I'm get stop in pictures. But yeah, it's one of those things. As a blogger and using social media, it's sort of like ingrained, and I don't think I've ever had a complete break from social media. And even when we moved last year, and I had no internet at home for a few weeks, I still went to the library, and I was still using my phone and Wi-Fi. I do sort of like, I have fits to bursts of scheduling stuff and sharing stuff that I find. But it's mostly weekends, and I don't know, I think people get sort of like, oh, yeah, Aly's online because she's sharing all this stuff. And I sort of like, I fall out of love of social media, the main ones like Facebook and Twitter and Google+. I haven't been Google Plus for ages. I know I was just fed up with people just sharing links.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of just link dropping. I've actually used this time where I've been doing more crafting to actually discover some new blogs, and I've been finding new blogs over Easter as well to read. Mainly craft stuff though, and some blogs that I used to read that I kind of haven't done so much, mainly because the people who write them aren't on social media as much, so I'm not seeing all their links, but actually the blog's still there and the blog's brilliant.
Yeah, I found that as well. Doing the parent pin party, a lot of the bloggers, especially American ones, they got huge blogging. Lots of comments, followers, and everything. But go on social media, not a lot at all. They don't hardly ever use it, and if they're using Twitter, it is just scheduled. There's no interaction. Very little followers on anything else on Instagram, and I think they don't use it that much. They do just concentrate on the blogging and the quality of the posts. They do a lot of, especially the craft posts, you can see that they put the effort into, and even they're only posting like a couple times a week, but it's quality posting. So I think that's a big difference as well. And I think even with the bigger American bloggers, there's still just quality. And they might only post once a week and then concentrate on social media, but it's completely different, and there's a lot less interaction on the social media compared to with Americans. But over here we like the engagement, a bit more needy. I don't know.
You're right, Ali. I've certainly noticed a very similar thing. Yeah.
We seem to post more often on all of it. Blogging, we blog 3-4 times a week, and then we go off and tell everybody that we're blogging, what we've done with our blog, and then we also very active on all the social media as well, and that's why our houses are a mess and our kids are eating Frosties with no milk.
You speak for yourself. I've got loads of milk.
No, that's not me. Honestly, that's not me. But I mean, I love Instagram because it's very easy and it can be shared across networks, and I'm using IFTT, if then this, if that. Yeah.
What's that?
It's very cool. You can set up different recipes to share stuff across the internet. It's really cool. The one that I'm using at the moment, share a picture on Instagram, and it goes to my Facebook page and profile and Twitter all at the same time. So,
I don't know. No, I don't want to do that. I want them different times.
We'll see. I get that. You see different things at different times, but I haven't got the time to sit down and schedule everything at different times and have a spreadsheet and all that crap.
I don't know.
Yeah. And as well as that, not everybody who's on my Facebook profile is following my blog, and vice versa. And not everybody's at the same place at the same time. And I rarely follow lots of people that are on all of those platforms. And I think if you're a Facebook friend and Instagram, then I'm more likely to see the same photos, and I don't mind liking them twice. But I'm not. I know there's people that blog every day and they've got spreadsheets and social media and all this lot. I can't be bothered with that. It's like Penny. I've started a new crochet project. I started quilling.
What are we doing? Quilling? I was talking to someone about quilling just the other day, actually.
Doing quilling.
I've
I've gone through all of my stationery, and I've got boxes. I've made little boxes. These are all lids from shoe boxes, and I've got all my stationery stuff in there. I've got about 7 of them, all different sizes. So I've got a nice tidy desk. I did that for about 3 days. Yeah, I just sort of like, I prefer to take more time. It's the same with like Annie from Mamasaurus, slow living, and not sharing so much on your blog and Instagram and everything, and let people sort of like wait to see what you're doing. Does that make sense? Like absence makes the heart grow fonder and that kind of thing. The less you put out, the more people are going to go to your blog and say, oh, what has she been doing? Where has she been? Kind of thing. And I think that's...
Yeah, I mean, I read an article this week on, I think it might be in Social Media Examiner, which is actually, even if you're not doing it professionally, if you're doing it for yourself, it's a very, very good resource. And I think it was on there. And they said the key to good blogging and audience building isn't quantity, it's consistency. So even if you just do one post a week, if you send that one post out at the same time every week, like you do in Silent Sunday, or you might join in with a regular link on a Friday. If only you do that one post a week, just keep doing that one, and don't worry about having to fill in the rest of the time. People will come back and they will know you for that one thing that you do. And as long as you're consistent, that's more important than sort of the quantity of posts that you do, really. You know, one good quality post a week at the same time is better than lots and lots of rubbish. Well, not necessarily rubbish, but people you don't get known for doing random things. You get known for doing the same thing week in, week out.
I think that's my problem. That's that I've got so many interests and I want to cover it all on our blog. And I know that people say, right, Aly's a vegetarian, she's just slow cooking. And I get so many people still tweeting me, have you got this, got that? And I'm like, well, I don't do that anymore because I didn't think anybody was interested because nobody commented or took in the slow cooker, or took part in the slow cooker linky. But because they didn't leave a comment or took part, I assume nobody was interested. But they are, but they just didn't let me know, kind of thing.
I let you know. I shared it on my Facebook page, and one of the women I knew saw it and made me a jar of this pickle.
Yeah, see, when you get known things, I should be carry on doing that, but because people don't let me know that they like me doing things, I stop.
Yeah, I think feedback's actually really important to blogging because we live in a virtual world, and feedback from people leaving comments is probably the only thing that we've got. And I mean, I've done it before. I've gone on a school run. I've had no comments whatsoever on any of my posts for an entire week. And I'll go on a school run and they'll say, oh, I read your review about you and the girls going to that zoo. It was brilliant. And it's like, well, thanks, but
I think that's the thing.
You need to be commenting.
You don't get people who are bloggers commenting, because I've got similar. You'll talk to people in real life, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I read that. Yeah, that was good. Or oh yeah, I've sent that to someone. But you're like, well, I didn't. Yeah. But they don't understand that. They don't understand that comments are.
And I think as well that because we know so much and how things work, we can't see it from a non-blogger kind of thing. It's like I have a friend who likes all my Facebook page posts. She rarely ever comments, and if she does get to see a post and she likes it, she won't comment on the post because she doesn't want to be filling all the name, all that kind of thing. Because you have to have a website and all that thing. And she might leave a comment on the page, but the majority of the time I don't get that feedback. And I've been asking questions this week. I've shared other people's stuff on my Facebook page, but again, it doesn't go. And I've also noticed that Instagram photos, I don't know whether it's because people are seeing them on Instagram as well, but even from like my family and that, they're not getting liked as much. I don't know if people aren't seeing as much, but I thought Instagram was integrated with Facebook. They would get seen more. Does that make sense? I don't know if anybody else.
I think Facebook like you using Instagram because they own Instagram, don't they?
Yeah.
So I think they like you posting from Instagram directly to Facebook because that's almost like promoting Instagram for them on Facebook, and Facebook's got more users than Instagram, if you say to me.
I don't know whether it's because I'm posting on my page at the same time as well. I don't know if that's anything. So I did notice that if I was posting something on my Facebook page and I reshared my Facebook page as me onto my profile, I'll get very little engagement, because I think Facebook realised I was resharing my own stuff onto my profile. I don't know if that's true.
I don't have a problem with that. They still seem to like mine, but I don't know if that's because people are then engaging with it.
Yeah, if I post the link on my profile as me, then I get more, I don't know, likes, whatever. But if I reshare a post from my Facebook page, it doesn't seem to get that much more, you know, thingy. But I'm rubbish at Facebook pages. It's funny. Did you see that twin post about a couple who found out they're having twins, and they told all their friends and family that they didn't know the sex of the child, and they were going to keep it a secret. But what they also kept a secret was that they were having twins. And so they set up the video when the twins arrived, and they had people visiting. And you see the reactions of everybody visiting because they had twins. And it's quite a tearjerker. I shared it on my Facebook page. And because my Facebook profile, and because I'm public, anybody who likes my stuff, their friends can see it. So I got quite a lot of likes, but I shared it on my page as well. No engagement. But a day later, I saw some family reviews tried and tested, shared it as well. Loads of engagement.
It depends on how much engagement your page has in the first place, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To do with how many likers you've got and what percentage of them are active on your page. That's why all these people that try and get people to like their page for no reason, like ladders, there's just no point, because the more people that just like it just to get a like back, then they're not getting any engagement, and then it's less likely to be seen. So there's just no point.
I think a lot of it's about relevance as well. I mean, that's why Facebook keep updating the algorithm, is that they want relevant content. I mean, I saw that twin video myself. It was in my timeline pretty much constantly for like 3 days, just because of the contacts that I've got. Had I put that video on my days out page, it probably wouldn't have got a lot of interaction. Had I put that on my personal profile as a mum of twins with a lot of twin mum contacts, that would have just gone mental. So it's about, I think it goes back to this consistency and relevancy, and I think if you put things on your page that are relevant to your page, on your profile that are relevant to your profile, on Google Plus it's relevant to Google Plus, and I think that's why us as bloggers need to be across all social media networks as much as we hate them, because the non-blogging people are not on Google Plus, non-blogging people are not necessarily on Twitter. Yes, they've probably got Instagram, yes, they've probably got Facebook, but they also don't know how to interact with pages because they're not sure as well, I think, if they're talking to you or if they're talking to other people that you might have as part of your project that they don't fully understand because they're not really bloggers. I mean, I've had people say to me, who do you employ to work with you on your blog? And I'm like, well, it's just me. And they're like, really? Because they sort of see it as this professional entity that's kind of a bit faceless, really. And I think that you are going to inevitably on some things get better engagement on your profile than you are on your page, just because of that one step removed, really.
I haven't got a clue what I should be. Because my blog's called Bug, Bird and Bee, I think I should be sharing more nature stuff. But we don't do that a lot, apart from going out, and we have done little bits in the garden, but it's nothing to really shout about. It's not even worth blogging about at the moment. So, you know, the amount of content I've got on my blog to share is not a lot. So I'm thinking, well, what do people want to see me sharing? You know, because I've asked questions, I've done little videos, I've got a few more likers this week, so I've joined another Facebook page for bloggers. I keep getting added to so many groups, and so there's a few new people, so I've had a few more likers, but I don't know, how much engagement do you give to blog pages? We're going to go over time, I think. How much do you, as a blogger, how much time do you give to other blogger pages and Twitter and everything, engage with other people?
I tend to just see because that twin post thing, I saw that in my timeline after I'd shared it on my page.
Yeah.
And I didn't get too bad on my blog page. I got about, 30% reach on just that post, but I think that's the relevancy thing, isn't it? Because my blog is all about parenting ideas and tips and stuff like that. So a lot of people that have liked it will therefore like something like that, and it also created a bit of it's a tearjerk thing as well, isn't it? So people see it and it makes them go, oh, I'll share that and whatever. And I don't make time to go to other blogs pages, but if I happen to be on Facebook and I see something pop up, then I might answer a question, or I might like it, or I might even reshare it. But it's that trying to get visibility thing, which is why a lot of people have said to me, and I haven't done this, and I'm hoping to do it, is that you have to consistently post on your page, and that's not just like twice a day. That's like maybe, you know, start off at 6 or 8 times a day and see how you go, because you are not seen so much now because of this stupid Facebook whatever, and because also there's so much stuff there. You're competing with so many different pages and profiles.
I think it's spot on, Helen. I think I've had a chat with Jen from Mum in the Madhouse about this as well. And if you look at how much she posts now on her Facebook page, and she's got great traction going on that now, you know, a huge number of followers and stuff like that. But, you know, she'll now post something and she'll time things. She'll time things to post things when her US readers are coming on, all that kind of thing. And it takes a lot of dedication to get it right. But, you know, if you want an example of someone who's doing well at the moment with it, then have a look at Jen's.
And Maggie from Red Ted Art, I've spoken to both those two ladies, and they're fantastic on their pages. And, you know, the idea is that you effectively say, well, I'm going to share such and such at this time, and then I'm going to do this at this time. But you have to be consistent about it. And I'm never consistent because I never have the time. Which means that, like most people, which means that, you know, people don't expect to see anything from me because I only post like once a day, and they're probably walking the dog or changing the baby's nappy or something. So they're not on Facebook when I post.
No, because I know Maggie schedules everything from hers, and even she's got quite a good reach anyway, and she's got quite a lot. So I think she's very lucky in that way that she can schedule things and still get things seen. And I mean, I know that there's quite a lot. The amount of pages that I've liked, I don't know, probably only half actually come through my timeline. But there's quite a few that rarely ever post, but I still get to see their pages, get to see their posts. And
I think it's often there's people that you maybe interact with more. So the algorithm, you know, so if you've got pages A, B, C, and D, and maybe A posts all the time, B does maybe only once a day, and C does once a week. But actually, you never interact with what you see from page A, but you always interact with what you see from B, and C. You might end up seeing B and C more in your timeline because of that. So I think there's that bit of the algorithm too.
Because you've been posting a lot more, but I hadn't realised that it wasn't you. I thought it was you and not your page. I might have looked like I was being a bit stalkerish because I do interact with all the pages. I either answer a question or, you know, I say something, and it took me a few days to realise, well, that's Penny's page, that's not Penny. And so if you think I was stalking you, I wasn't. I do. If I'm on Facebook and I see stuff, I do interact. I tend not to like things a lot more. I tend to say something. I think engagement's more important than just liking something, just like, you know, and I do the same on Instagram as well. I have conversation, and I hope my photos spark a conversation as well. And I think that's the same with Twitter. I mean, everybody knows that I complain about think dumping and everything, and I want everybody to talk more. But, you know, because I don't have a partner, my kids are at school, I know when I'm on social media, I don't seem to be there to talk to. And if you're just link dumping and you're not actually there, I cry.
So with Facebook, when you're sharing other or commenting other Facebook pages, do you use your Facebook page to interact, or are you using your personal one? Because again, is that more damaging to the algorithm? Is it better to do it from your personal page?
I do it from my personal page, mainly because I'm normally using Facebook as me, as a person, rather than using it as my page, if you see what I mean. And I just can't be faffed to go in and change it.
But I do, on the odd occasion, do go into my page home line to see stuff, to see what exactly is coming up. Again, because sometimes it might not show up on my profile because I do like pages as me and as my page. But as well as that, I think it's good to remind people that you're there, because on quite a few occasions I've interacted as my page and people come back and liked me, so they probably don't realise I'm following them, and I've shared something of theirs, and and I'll, if I share something of people's, I'll make sure I put the name in so that they get a notification that I shared something and I've mentioned them. That's something else I picked up from Maggie.
If you interact with your page, that actually feeds into the algorithm that determines how often your stuff is seen as your page. I never interact with my page, actually, and I should do. Again, it's because that you're always in as your profile. But if you pop and like things and comment as your page, then that feeds into the algorithm in terms of how visible you become as a page when you're posting stuff as well. So it all feeds in.
See, I'm quite crafty with it. What I do is, if I'm following you personally as a blogger, and you know who I am, I'll interact with you that way on my personal profile. If I am following you as my profile page and you may be a UK attraction, maybe I haven't visited yet, I will interact with you as Kids Days Out Reviews, because nobody goes into my profile, Joanne Brady, and goes, I wonder what she does, I wonder who she is, and finds my way back to my blog. Whereas if I do it as my page, so if I'm interacting with brands that I know as a blogger, I will use my blog page. But if it's personal stuff or other bloggers, I tend to use my personal profile.
And when you do reviews or you go to an event or something, and you've done a blog post, do you then go and post that link to your post on the brand's page? Has anybody done
when
that?
I remember when I have time, yes.
I have done
it is one of those things that fall down the wayside.
Yeah, I have done past reviews and things, especially environmental stuff. I've shared on relevant environmental things, and they've gone and reshared it for me. So that's another good tip. If you've written something that you think you might be relevant on a page, sometimes the way that they set it up, they don't allow you to do that, but and it goes into spam or something. But they can reshare it, so that's a good tip. If you've done a review for somebody, to share it, then they can reshare it, and it's on their page.
Is that not seen as a bit spammy then? Because I would like someone to say on my page to say,
oh, it depends on the brand or the company. I think some people encourage it. They like you to post stuff on the page because it makes it more active. And again, like you said, some people might think it is a bit spammy. But I know that Nikki used to do Facebook page Friday, didn't she? You go around liking a page on her. You go and like her page, and you add your Facebook page to hers, and then I think that's a good one. I don't know if she still does it now. So are we going to wrap?
Yeah, go on then.
I was going to say, we could do another hangout with tips on just one each social media, because the Facebook one has taken over this hangout, really. But should we do that in another week? We will concentrate on just one aspect, or do you want to do some Facebook again?
I think we could probably go all day on Facebook if you left us to it. So yeah, I like the idea. We all have our specialisms on social media, I think, so that could be a good one.
We are in the planning of doing our gripes about social media. Hoping to get more hosts, so things that pet peeves and the like, things that I know.
Auto DMs.
Save it.
I'm quite vocal about things that I don't like, and people think that I'm come across as being bossy and telling people how to use it, but I am trying to be helpful. And I'm becoming a bit, I don't know, I think I'm becoming somebody who thinks there's a bitch.
Are you telling a grumpy old woman, Aly?
Yeah, I was going to say grumpy old woman.
Yes, I am. I feel like I'm coming across as a grumpy old woman, and I'm like, but I am trying to be helpful and like point. I know the thing is, when you're typing, it doesn't come out in sort of like tone, and I am quite like joking, oh yeah, you can try this kind of thing, but as it's written, it does look like I'm a grumpy old bitch.
So the danger is if you do your pet hate.
I apologise if that is the case, and I am only just trying to be helpful, and it's nothing to do with the fact I've been doing this for such a long time. I just know things that work and some things that don't, and I know not everything works for everybody, but hey, yeah, I apologise.
I'm just grumpy.
I love you, Joy.
Until I say one of my pet peeves that applies to you.
Yes, and I think the more people we can put it more into context, and I won't come across as a bitch.
So maybe next week, then maybe the week after, we're going to have some more people join us, give us a bit of balance, and we can thrash out our pet peeves between us then and have a nice bun fight, I think.
Yes. Can we have an actual cake?
Yes. I vote for cake.
Right, okay. Right, so that's me, Ali from Bugbird and Bee, signing off, and we say goodbye to Joanne.
Bye.
We say goodbye to Helen.
Bye. Sorry, no one saw.
Bye. And goodbye to Penny.
Bye.
And we're back next week, 11 o'clock, Friday at 11. Don't forget to subscribe.
Bye, Joy.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to stop the broadcast now.